A very good day to Dr. Amrul and everyone. We're from Group 1, Tutorial 1, and we'll be presenting Case 4, which is Tourism Resort Employers and Employees Adapt to Pandemic Uncertainty. Our group consists of four members, which are me, Abid, Yang Suyon, Adam Ilhan, and also Kim Sumin. Okay, so I'll be starting with the case background. So during the COVID-19, the tourism industry in the British Columbia is not in a good condition. So close to half of the employees in BC lack of confidence that they will be able to reopen post the pandemic. And prior to the pandemic, Whistler had to close 2.5 annual visitors and fewer than 12,000 permanent residents. And if these numbers remain the same after the pandemic, the SME will be in a vulnerable positions. So the case study examines the challenges faced by the small and medium enterprise tourism in Whistler and their employees during the COVID-19. And the research was conducted by two professors, which are Professor Sembron and also Professor Racheli from Royal University, with the intention to help the tourism industry understand the working environment during the COVID-19. The research design was conducted in two phases. So the first phase was conducted in June 2020, with focus on how employers were responding to COVID-19 in their business. And there are three things that is being highlighted, which are health and well-being, staffing, and also work-life balance. And the second phase was conducted on November 2020, which focused on employee perspective on working in the pandemic. And there are six in that is being highlighted, which are uncertainty, changes, communications, decision making, future employment, and also support.
Health and well-being mean being physically and mentally healthy and happy. Good health allows people to work effectively, enjoy life both at work and outside. In this case study, tourism workers faced major challenges during the pandemic. Many dealt with unstable schedules, leading to stress, anxiety, and even depression. Constantly changing safety rules added more confusion and pressure. Working from home or in restricted environments also caused feelings of isolation and loneliness, leading to burnout. The loss of teamwork and daily communication made work even harder. However, the biggest problem was job insecurity. Many new employees were quickly laid off, and even long-time staff lost their jobs, leading to fear and emotional exhaustion. To address these issues, companies should provide professional counseling and focus on employee welfare. Such support can reduce stress, improve mental health, and build resilience. Open communication is also essential. Companies should discuss important changes with employees rather than making decisions behind closed doors. Listening to employees' concerns creates trust and stability. Lastly, companies must remember their success depends on their employees. Building a culture of appreciation through bonuses, awards, flexible work options, or simply regular gratitude can greatly improve worker happiness and loyalty. I'm going to talk about staffing issues and solutions. When a big event like a pandemic happens, the economy gets worse and companies struggle to survive. There are fewer customers, unexpected costs, and workers suffer too. Many lose their jobs, and those who stay face much harder working conditions. During the pandemic, many small companies couldn't get enough government support and had to close temporarily or permanently. This left many workers unemployed and facing financial problems. Also, because of the lack of international workers, industries like restaurants, hotels, and delivery services had severe staff shortages. The remaining workers had to do the jobs of 2 or 3 people, leading to high stress, burnout, and more registrations. To fix this, companies must value and care for their workers. Keeping good employees is just as important as making profit. We need to make sure workers are happy, healthy, and motivated. One solution is to support career development. Offering workshops, training programs, and leadership classes can help workers build skills and confidence. Showing appreciation is also essential. Bonuses, rewards, and even simple thank you can make workers feel valued. When employees feel supported, they are more likely to stay and help the company grow.
I will talk about the work-life balance that employees experienced during the COVID-19 pandemic. As many of you already know from your own experience, the pandemic led to school closure and the decline in tourism revenue. In response, many companies shifted to remote work or flexible working schedule. However, these changes blurred the boundary between work and life. Employees who had to care for their children while working from home experienced high level of stress, and working from home made it difficult to stay focused. Many had to juggle professional responsibility with housework and childcare. Some even left their job to focus on family duties. On the other hand, there were also some positive responses. Without the need to commute, some employees found they could use their time more efficiently and even experienced a better work-life balance. One key of solution is to introduce flexible work schedules. Supporting home office setup or co-working space can reduce stress and improve work-life balance. Mental health programs are also helpful to manage pandemic-related stress. For example, Trip.com adopted a hybrid model in 2022, allowing 2 remote work days per week, which has enhanced employee satisfaction. Next, I will talk about the uncertainty that employees faced during the pandemic. As the COVID-19 situation changed rapidly, employees were exposed to various uncertainties. These include financial uncertainty, unpredictable work schedule, workplace restriction, and changes in social life. Some employees lost their job or were forced to work fewer hours, while others had to work longer hours due to staff shortage. The constant changes also affected communication with customers and the way employees performed their duty. To reduce uncertainty, ensure job security is essential. Transparent communication and longer contracts help build trust. Clear crisis response protocols are also important. Strengthening employee support programs like retraining, counseling, and financial aid can ease employees' anxiety during difficult times.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to doctor and everyone. My name is Adam. So I will talk about the research category taken note in phase 2, which is under the category of changes and communication, and how this affected them during the pandemic in the workplace. So for changes, after the COVID-19 pandemic began, many hospitality workers chose not to return to their jobs. According to Shearside and Hoffman 2024, this mass exit was driven by systemic issues like low wages, poor working conditions, and also a lack of benefits. Additionally, workers were struggling with inflexible schedules and no opportunities to work from home. These challenges created a turning point for the industry, forcing employers to rethink how they attract and retain talent in a post-pandemic world. So let's break down the 3 critical problems workers face that has been taken note in the case study. First, workplace shifted to remote interactions, reducing in-person connections with colleagues and clients. Second, employees working from home dealt with blurred work-life boundaries, distractions, and isolation due to small workspaces. Third, on-site workers face stricter sanitization protocols, longer hours, and uncertainty about returning to pre-pandemic norms. These issues worsen stress and job dissatisfaction. So as for the solutions for these problems, based on research and real-life examples that we can implement is, for problem 1, according to ILO 2020, tourism workers in Asia Pacific shifted to remote work or lost jobs due to lockdowns. The solution is reliable supervisors who maintain regular communication and team support. For problem 2, hospitality employees struggle with distractions and isolation at home. According to Huang 2024, fixes included setting clear working hours, communicating boundaries with family, and fostering team community. As for problem 3, workers adapted to sanitized environments and longer hours, according to Bohm 2020, which he discusses solutions involving flexible hybrid models, health protocols, and prioritizing mental health support to improve work-life balance. So next category is communication. In an article written by Kamal Bahrain 2023, communication is the essence of human interaction. It is more than words, it's all about emotions, non-verbal cues, and mutual understanding. During COVID-19, effective communication became vital for navigating remote work and safety protocols, and according to Gallup 2024 as well, he explains about the self-determination theory in which it explains why people adapt quickly. When communication meets needs for autonomy and connection, teams will thrive even in crisis. So from the case study, here is a common issue: disconnected teams due to inconsistent communication. For example, some employees receive daily updates while others heard nothing. The solution is policy intervention. Companies must establish clear, adaptable communication rules like standardized check-ins or digital platforms to ensure everyone stays aligned. Coherent policies reduce confusion and build trust during uncertainty. In a research produced by Dalga 2023, in Turkey, hotels use regular updates, training sessions, and one-on-one meetings to boost morale during COVID-19. He also mentioned over 59% of employees credited signage and meetings for helping them follow the health guidelines. By sharing updates on financial aid and work programs, these hotels kept staff motivated, informed, and supported, proving that strategic communication is the key to resilience. And that is all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, so for the next issue that is being discussed is about the decision making. So due to the COVID-19, the working environment has been restricted. So due to this, the employers prioritizing speed rather than collaboration. So the workers were excluded from the decision-making process. So this can result to the decreased morale and engagement, lower productivity, and ultimately less effective organizational system. So we propose a solution to use digital technology to increase engagement in decision-making, since there was a recession into face-to-face working mode. So we use digital leadership theory, where it focuses on how the leaders can effectively use the digital technologies to guide and also transform the organization, and in this case, to help the employee to be included in the decision-making process. And based on the research, the digital leadership has a significant impact on employee empowerment, work engagement, and employee voice behavior. So to implement this solution, first, the employer must train and assist the employees to acquire the skills required in communicating digitally and using digital technology so they can contribute to the decision-making process digitally. There should be also a focus on creating and also fostering a positive relationship among employees from an employer in a digital workplace. It is also important to look into the employee's psychological conditions and perception of empowerment at work. And lastly, the employer must emphasize face-to-face or digital conversation in order to facilitate a favorable atmosphere and foster a better language behavior. Okay, so the next issue will be the future employment. So during the COVID-19, many business in tourism industry run really well because of the social distancing restriction. So this leads to the drop of the business revenue. So one of the ways for them to survive is by laying off their employees to cut the expense and survive during the pandemic. So this makes the employee fear to lose their job because of the precarious employment. So we propose some solution that the government and also employers can do to help reduce the unemployment rate and make the employees feel more secure with their future employment. So the first one is the targeted financial support. So the government can provide direct cash assistance, wage subsidies, and also low interest loans to tourism business and also creative workers. So these definitely will increase the survival rate of the business so they have more funding. The government can also expand the social protection program, such as like unemployment benefit for the laid off workers. This to give more secure feeling for the employees affected by the COVID. The next one is to have the skills development and digital transformations. So the employers can offer reskilling and upskilling programs such as digital marketing, e-commerce to help the workers to adapt and have more options to find another job in case they're being laid off. And also, the government can encourage the tourism digitalization, such as virtual tours, online booking platform to revive the demand. And the last one is to have the data-driven policies. This is to keep the people from being mistargeted. They need the accurate database of affected workers and business. This is very important since many countries mistarget the financial ads and also training support so that there is not that efficient to have those in it. So for the last issue that is being highlighted is about the support. So the employees feel that they need more support in some aspect, including financial aid, mental health support, flexibility, and also relationship support. So for the financial support, the government can provide cash assistance, wage subsidies, or low interest loans to tourism and hospitality workers. So these will help to secure the life of those in need. The employers also can provide or subsidize a reskilling and upskilling programs to enhance the workers' employability. For the mental health support, the government or the employees can provide digital platform that will connect to those mental health services that promote the mental health and emotional well-being of different priority groups. So one of the example is the Salud Developmente from Child, where they provide digital mental health platform and expert committee to support the mental health of their people during the COVID. For the flexibility, hybrid work mode is a good solution so the employee can work from home and work from the office to reduce the work-family conflict. Flexible scheduling also another good option to implement as it allows employees to adjust their work hours so they can do their own things. And the last is the relationship. So the employers can support additional childcare by collaborating with the childcare providers or subsidize the care for working parents. And also, it is also important to provide recognition and appreciation program to acknowledge those high achieving workers.
To summarize our presentation, the Whistler case study highlights crucial step for tourism resilience. To ensure staff well-being, businesses should prioritize transparent communication and flexible work arrangements. Investing in employee skills will boost job security, while including workers in decision-making will foster the engagement. To help tourism rebound financial support and employee protection, prioritize employee support and flexibility, strengthen connections and embrace innovation. By adopting these actions and adapting to the digital workplace, tourism sector and others can create a more resilient, engaged and supported workforce ready to navigate any future crisis. And that is all from us. Thank you so much for your attention.